Throughout Cartoon Network's history, there have been many crossovers. Some great, others not so much. But none have been as bad as the one we'll talk about in this video. Teen Titans Go versus the Powerpuff Girls is arguably the worst crossover ever aired by Cartoon Network. It's not like there have been too many crossovers recently, but at least most of the ones we had were somewhat decent. Not all, but the majority. In recent years, there have been crossovers like Crossover Nexus from OKKO, which many consider the best crossover in Cartoon Network's history. And honestly, it is really good. This crossover is led by, of course, KO, but it also features characters from other shows like Garnet, Raven, and Ben 10 from the reboot. Honestly, it would have been way more epic if it had been any other version of Ben 10, but I'll take it. The episode takes place in Cartoon City, and if you've been watching Cartoon Network for a while, you'll remember the bumpers from around 2005 featuring this city, a place where all Cartoon Network characters coexist. Having the episode set in this iconic city makes it 1,000 times more epic, but believe it or not, this isn't even the most epic part of the crossover. The main villain in this episode is Strike, who turned all the Cartoon Network characters into stone because he wanted to eliminate all the heroes and dominate the cartoon multiverse. The scene where everyone is petrified is also incredible. Seeing all the characters together, even if they're turned to stone, is something truly epic. But the most epic moment happens at the end, during the battle against Strike. Ben transforms into every Cartoon Network character to land a powerful punch on Strike and defeat him.
You just need a power fist!
That scene is on another level. It's insanely epic. But beyond how incredible it is, it also raises the idea that the reboot version of Ben 10 might be the most powerful version of Ben yet, since he literally transforms into all the Cartoon Network heroes at the same time. I agree that it's the best crossover in all of Cartoon Network. It has a solid plot that justifies everything that happens and includes epic moments. The only downside is the character animation, but it's understandable that they don't look identical to how they do in their original shows. But this video isn't about the best crossover, it's about the worst. Before diving into a critique of Teen Titans Go versus the Powerpuff Girls, we need to see if there are any other contenders for the title of worst crossover. And, quite literally, all the other contenders for this title are also Teen Titans Go crossovers. Teen Titans Go has had way too many crossovers, so many in fact that it's the Cartoon Network show with the most crossovers. They had the crossover with Young Justice in the episode Let's Get Serious. Honestly, I think that one's probably the best out of all the crossovers they've done. Then there's the movie Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titan, which is a decent crossover, good but nothing extraordinary. But not everything could be decent, because then we got Teen Titans Go See Space Jam, and this is the worst piece of garbage I have ever seen. It's literally just the Teen Titans reacting to Space Jam. I have no idea who in their right mind thought this movie was a good idea. Then there's the episode Cartoon Feud, which features a ton of Hanna-Barbera characters, but the main crossover is with Scooby-Doo. In this episode, they parody those old family game shows. Using that same premise, they also made a crossover with DC Superhero Girls. As we can see, there's a long list of crossovers. But now, without any more filler, let's dive into the worst crossover in Cartoon Network's history. This crossover begins with the Teen Titans Go intro, which, in my opinion, is one of the best Cartoon Network intros since 2015. Regardless of how bad the show is, the intro is actually great. But now, let's get into the episode. The story kicks off in Townsville, inside Mojo Jojo's lair. Mojo has created a cybernetically enhanced army of monkeys to take over the city.
I, Mojo Jojo, unleash my army of cybernetically enhanced battle monkeys. They will cower, and I, Mojo Jojo, will laugh. I, Mojo Jojo, will not care.
Not so fast, Mojo!
Suddenly, the Powerpuff Girls show up to stop him. Buttercup unplugs a cable, and the entire army of enhanced monkeys is immediately destroyed. Of course, Mojo Jojo is left stunned, as his entire plan is dismantled in just 1 second. So, he decides to make a run for it to escape the girls. The Powerpuff Girls corner him, and just when it seems like all hope is lost for the green monkey, he pulls out an ace up his sleeve, the anti-Powerpuff spray.
Okay, but first, enjoy this Powerpuff Girl repellent! Now, you must excuse me while I, Mojo Jojo, carry out my cybernetically enhanced battle monkey plan in another dimension. I, Mojo Jojo have discovered where superheroes do not care about stopping villains.
The girls get trapped in the anti-Powerpuff spray, and Mojo Jojo escapes that universe to another one, a universe where heroes don't stop villains. And I have to ask, wouldn't it make more sense to go to a universe where there are no superheroes at all, like the world of Clarence or Regular Show? But then again, what can we expect from Mojo Jojo? He's just a monkey. Now we shift to Jump City, where Cyborg and Beast Boy are sitting on the couch, and it's here that we're reminded why this series is so bad. Look, the earlier seasons were tolerable, but this is just sad. Suddenly, Mojo Jojo spawns in the tower's living room. Cyborg and Beast Boy are stunned because a green monkey just randomly appeared in their living room. But since they're idiots, they think he's a magical monkey. Mojo Jojo, noticing their superhero outfits, figures out they're heroes and explains that he's going to build an army of battle monkeys.
But will you still love me when I, Mojo Jojo, create an army of cybernetically enhanced battle monkeys?
You're making a monkey army?
So cool! Can Weez get in on that?
You truly are superheroes who do not fight villains, and you want to help me?
Spend the day with a talking monkey making a monkey army.
Yeah!
Monkey army!
Monkey army!
Since everyone is acting so stupid, Cyborg and Beast Boy decide to help Mojo Jojo build his army of monkeys. Robin enters the room just as the narrator gives a brief recap of what's been happening. Oh, I forgot to mention, the Powerpuff Girls narrator is also in this crossover. Robin, able to hear the narrator's voice, asks, "Who the heck is this?" And the narrator is shocked that Robin can hear him. Starfire and Raven show up too, and suddenly, the Powerpuff Girls spawn in their living room.
Thank heavens, the Powerpuff Girls!
Who are the odd floating color-coordinated children?
The Powerpuff Girls.
That's right.
Your parents must be worried sick.
What?
Aw, don't be scared. We'll keep an eye on you until your mommy and daddy come pick you up.
Robin notices that Cyborg and Beast Boy are missing. Turns out they're with Mojo Jojo, robbing an arms store to help build his army of monkeys. Cyborg asks Beast Boy if they should tell the other Titans where they are, but Beast Boy says it's fine because he left a note back at the tower. Back at the tower, Raven finds Beast Boy's note stuck to the TV.
They are in the danger. That's what we're trying to tell you. You guys aren't very good at your jobs, are you?
That sounds like a challenge.
How did that sound like a challenge? The babies wish to determine which superhero team is superior. Let's be clear. This is not a competition.
You want a competition? You got one.
The Titans and the Powerpuff Girls enter into a competition to see who can defeat Mojo Jojo first. We cut to the zoo where Mojo Jojo, Cyborg, and Beast Boy force their way in to free the monkeys. They equip them with helmets, upgrade them, and voila. Now they have a jacked army of monkeys ready to beat up the Titans and those girls. And, just for kicks, Mojo Jojo builds a base in Jump City. After all their work, Mojo Jojo was tired, so Beast Boy and Cyborg tell him not to worry, that they'll finish the army for him. So, Mojo Jojo just falls asleep. Back at the Titans Tower, Robin tells Raven, Starfire, and the Powerpuff Girls that the only clue they have is the note. In the lab, Robin starts analyzing the note and finds a hair on it. He begins a whole complicated process to find a clue, but since Bubbles is smarter, she snatches the note and realizes that at the bottom it says they're at the zoo, so the girls win this round. The next day, they head to the zoo, which is being guarded by two of Mojo Jojo's gorillas, and now the competition starts between Starfire and Bubbles to see who can take out the guards first.
Leave it to me. I'll kill him with kindness. I will murder them with the kindness. Then let us commence. After you. After you. No. After the you. After you. I insist. After the you. You. I said after the you.
The girls win yet another point. They enter the zoo, but there are still some defenses left. This is where, theoretically, the competition between Raven and Buttercup begins, but since Raven couldn't care less, she lets Buttercup handle the defenses. So, 3 out of 3 points for the Powerpuff Girls.
You just won your dumb competition.
It wasn't a competition.
How very immature.
What do you expect? They're babies.
Back in Mojo Jojo's lair, they're preparing to release his army of battle monkeys when Mojo Jojo pulls the lever, as he loves to do. He realizes, though, that they aren't battle monkeys, but party monkeys instead. Obviously, he gets furious with Cyborg and Beast Boy for this, but honestly, I don't know what he expected from these two idiots. Mojo was obviously furious until an alarm went off and he realized that the Powerpuff Girls and the Titans were heading straight for his lair to kick his butt. Mojo Jojo thought he was finally prepared this time because he had a whole supply of Powerpuff Girls repellent. He He locks Cyborg and Beast Boy in a cage to use them as bait, and in his mind, this was the ultimate trap. The narrator is worried because our heroes are walking straight into Mojo Jojo's master trap. Robin can hear the narrator, so he realizes it's all a trap, and they come up with a plan. The Powerpuff Girls break down the wall and enter the lair. They're about to free Cyborg and Beast Boy, but Mojo Jojo sprays them with the Powerpuff Girls repellent.
Oh, yes! Yes! The Powerpuff Girls are no more! You are not the Powerpuff Girls?
In the end, the Powerpuff Girls beat Mojo Jojo, the Titans and the Powerpuff Girls reconcile, and Beast Boy and Cyborg forgive the monkey for using them.
And so, once again, the day is saved. No thanks to the Teen Titans. Seriously, what is wrong with those guys?
Now that the visual pollution is over, let's talk about all the issues with this crossover. First of all, this episode was sold to us like the ultimate endgame because during that time there were teasers that promised an epic battle between the Teen Titans and the Powerpuff Girls. But when you watch the episode, it's nothing like that. I found two of these teasers, one in English and one in Spanish, and I'll show you how they were just clickbait.
Teen Titans Go versus the Powerpuff Girls. Heroes versus, heroes?
If you saw that teaser on TV, you'd think you were going to witness an epic battle between the two groups, only to end up with the mess that the actual episode turned out to be. That teaser is short, just 10 seconds long, but there's another 30-second one that's even more blatant.
Wherever there are heroes, you will also find other heroes. But where there are evil monkeys out to take over the world, these heroes must work together. Yeah! Unless, of course, they really like evil monkeys. TTG versus PPG. Heroes versus Heroes. An all-new special on Cartoon Network.
Let's also overlook the fact that the episode had no real reason to exist. I mean, the episode came out of nowhere, without a solid justification, and still, they couldn't even make it good. This crossover is definitely worse than Uncle Grandpa and Steven Universe. In the end, what could we have expected from a crossover between these two series? It's also partly our fault for expecting something decent. That's all for now. Take care, machines.